Hello and welcome to my channel, Hair Transplant Experience. Now, my name's Simon. It's not something I do all the time. I've never really made a YouTube channel, so it's not going to be a real professional gig, but I'd just like to tell you for real-time, real experience of what I found so far, and I'm going to take you through to the final end of once I've completed all of my hair transplant sessions, surgeries, and then obviously see the final results. But I just want to give a real-time person's experiences of what they've done. So I'll give you a bit of background just to start. I about 15 years ago, maybe a little bit more, less than that, 12 years ago maybe, I started losing my hair, and it was the top and the crown, as you can see there, which I lost. This bit has not gone. So then I decided to have a look, and I decided to look for manual was the first one I did. So about 3 years ago I tried that, which is you have the finasteride, the hair vitamins. So you take those twice. You take the finasteride twice a day, I think it was, or once a day, and the hair vitamins twice a day. Had the shampoo and a spray you put on your hair to try and encourage hair growth. It didn't really work. It wasn't that successful to me. There was a little bit of growth there, but as soon as I started doing it, the hair receded. So for cost wise, to continue to do that, I didn't see as a benefit. So then the next option for that was I decided to look into FUE hair transplant. I looked up a number of clinics, had some good reviews on some of them, found them. I didn't want to go abroad. That's obviously everyone's choice or preference. I wanted to stay in the country to do it. I found one that was affordable for myself, that had really good ratings, which was in London. I booked a consultation. They said, yeah, it's great, you can go ahead. We'll do 2 different surgeries, one for the front and then one for the crown. So that was back in February 2023 was my first surgery. So I've travelled all the way up to London, big early start. I have got some pictures that I will show you. It'll be either here or here, of what I did do, and I'll go through each step. Hopefully edit it in, but as I say, this is something that I'm not very used to doing, so bear with me. Hopefully it makes it more real for you, and hit that like button if it does. I understand what FUE is, where they take the hair follicle out from around the back, the donor area, and then they make a incision and they implant the hair in there, which are THD, I think it is, resistant, which is the hair that you don't lose. If a hair follicle is not THD resistant, then that's why in men you get balding, which is what I found. So on that basis, the surgery, I went up there. My experience was very pleasant. They were very welcoming. Excuse my dog. And I was feel encouraged. Very nervous, obviously at the start. And when I first got there, they made the line, which I will show you in a picture here. The line on your head for your hairline. Marked out the donor area it's going to be, shade my head even more just to make sure they can see the follicles and get the follicles. Now the first part of the procedure was they need to numb the areas, obviously a donor area, and numb your head. So I laid on my front after they shaved, and they used a tool which the surgeon described as a bee sting. I don't know whether that's and what that does, it fires a little pocket of air into every section around where they're going to make the incision for the anaesthetic, which helps the needle go in. It just makes it it just breaks the surface of the skin at the very top, and it is just basically called it a bee sting because it's like a little bee sting. It's not that painful, but it's a very quick, sharp pain. And then after we did that, they put all the anaesthetic in, tested it to make sure it was numb. I couldn't feel it, which is a very, very strange feeling, to be honest. But that was probably, I would say, the most painful part of the procedure for me. It was really good. And then once we were ready to go, we were ready to take it. So then what they then do is they take all of the hair follicles, they take a couple out and test them to make sure they're healthy, which is what they did do, and then they start the extraction. And when they started the extraction, it was going well. And once they've completed the extraction, I mean, it did take a good few hours. I mean, I was there from 8 o'clock in the morning. I didn't leave until about 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the afternoon, with a break in between for Obviously stretch my legs and stuff like that, and has some food. Food was included, which is quite good. And then they proceeded to do in the afternoon the implant side, which I laid there on my back while they were implanted. Had option to listen to music while there was rain, so it wasn't painful at all. And from that point, I was very happy. Looked at the results; it looked good. As you can see, these are the pictures just from when I've had it done. And after that, then obviously you've got the aftercare. So when I returned home, I had all of the bandages around the back, all of the thing to protect the hair. They needed to be stay on for about 2 days, 2-3 days, or 2 days, 2-3 days. Then you could take them off. Sorry, it was last year, so it was a while ago now. But what happened is they say after about 14 days, the scab should come off and remove. And the only thing is, it wasn't quite as neat as there was a few scabs that crusted up more. But when you first leave, you need to spray your head every 20 minutes with saline solution just to keep it moist and stuff like that. But for me, certain areas scabbed up more than what they should have done and didn't come out. And when the scabs come off, I think either I was a bit aggressive or not, I don't know. But when they come off, they weren't so good. So I'll quickly show you now what my current situation is, which is, as you can see, I have got the hairline. There is hair more, and I will show pictures before and after. So before I even had the surgery and after and today. So this is where you can see, and I'll show you other pictures of when I've grown it a little bit longer, had it cut shorter again. So you can see there's like definitely a few blank spots of where it didn't quite take, where I think it's scabbed too much. And I think because it scabbed so much, it starved the hair follicle of blood and oxygenated blood, because it scabbed up and got infected. As you can see, there's a few bits of pus. I had to have antibiotics on prescription for it, so the scabs lasted a little bit longer than what they probably should have done, and the end result meaning it's not quite as good as I first hoped. But there is a silver lining here. I've got two procedures. So I've obviously had the first one last year, and this time I've got the next one coming up, which is on the 14th of March. But I am going to put a video after this one of my because originally it was scheduled for the 14th of February, but when I went up to the surgery, so I went all the way back up to London to get my second set done, which is why I thought I'd decide to make the video now, because then I can make another video of me going, and then I can show you the steps post my surgery and do some frequent videos moving forward, just so you can see what stages I'm getting to and how it's going on. So there might be a bit shorter videos, but at least to hopefully be able to see it in real time while the recovery side, which I'm hoping is going to be better. So with this one, when I went up on the 14th of February, that the surgeon explained to me, and I showed him the pictures of my previous, because it's a different surgeon to the one I had before, and he said, right, okay, I can see what it is, and he described me, and he came back, and I was very disappointed, which I will show you the videos at the end of this of my situation. He said that we're not going to do it today because of the tool they use to make the incision into the head. It's very sharp, obviously, but it's slightly jagged, and because I think they said I've got a sensitive scalp, it caused excessive bleeding and scabbing over, and it starved the follicles of oxygen, which I've always explained, which is why they didn't take and it wasn't successful. And he described it as AVN, which I'm not sure what the acronym stands for. I did Google it and did look at it, a bit of research on it, and it talks about, when I looked for it, about hip operations and lack of blood oxygen to there. So I think what he was referring to was the follicle was starved of oxygenated blood because it was scabbing over, so it couldn't heal properly. So he's going to get a diamond tool to do the incision for this time, which is why it's been pushed back a month. So currently it's the 11th of March 2024, and on Friday I'm going up back to London to have my second surgery, which they will finish this bit here and do this. Now I am aware because of my donor area, because I only took it from here, I have obviously got a lot of hair, and this has never gone, so this is THD compliant, so I know it's a risk, and I've seen, there's an American surgeon who does hair surgeries, I've seen it before, and I've seen him comment that he says that taking it further around is a risk because they could happen. Now, I'm willing to take that risk, that's my own choice, obviously, but just to make sure we can get a good coverage, they may need to go slightly further around the donor area, away from the donor area than needed, usually. But I am willing to take that risk in the sense that for my whole life since I have gone bald, it hasn't got any worse. It has just stayed the same. So this bit has not changed whatsoever, which is, I'm pretty confident and happy and looking forward to the surgery. Well, as I say, what I will do, if you like, drop a like, subscribe for more, and I will hopefully take you through the steps. I'll try and bring this out as soon as I can. But thank you very much for watching. Take care. All the best.